Good morning. I was having a difficulty setting up the live video. I think I'm live here now. Good morning. It's Thursday. I'm in the Hudson Valley of New York. I'm Jennifer Dwyer. I'm a tribe yoga teacher. I'm happy to be here with you. And for those of you who are new to the tribe, mobile page, Tribes brings the tools of yoga to the military community. It stands for We Teach Resilience, Increase Balance, and Endurance. And this will be about a 25-30 minute flow class. We'll move slowly. I'll begin with about 5 to 10 minutes of conscious breathing today, working with alternate nostril breathing to create balance between the right and left hemispheres of the brain. And the left nostril corresponds to the right side, which is the more creativity and intuition, and then the right nostril with the left, which is the logical, more reasoning side of the brain. And then we'll move towards a slow flow into eagle pose, which is with the legs, with the hips internally rotated and arms wrapped. So we'll create balance and equanimity. And I just was doing a meditation class yesterday, and I have a definition of equanimity that I liked yesterday, which is even-mindedness, unwavering in face of worldly conditions, such as good, bad, loss, gain, happiness, suffering. And so we'll begin by just find a space where you're comfortable. And I have yoga blocks because I like to demonstrate using them. I feel they are really helpful for alignment. They're not necessary if you have books. Those could also be used to help bring the ground up. And welcome again. I'll begin, just find a comfortable seat. You can sit up on a cushion if that feels comfortable. Just taking a few moments to center and settle in here. Before we begin, we'll just take a long, slow breath in, bringing the shoulders up, back and down, and exhale, release, soften, hips and sit bones down as the spine is lengthened. Inhale, shoulders come up, back and down, and exhale, release. So for alternate nostril breathing, either hand, I'm left-handed, I feel more comfortable using my right hand. And also if you have sinus issues, you can also do this as a visualization, just imagining the breath coming in the left and the right. But I'll demonstrate, so the index and middle finger to the forehead and thumb to one nostril. We'll just kind of play around with breathing in and out, and then ring finger to the other nostril. And just, softly breathing in and out. So before we begin, just take a slow breath in, and then exhale, release. So index and middle fingers to your forehead. I'm closing on the inhale, my right thumb to right nostril. Inhale to the left. And then pause. My ring finger to the left nostril, opening the right, and exhale through the right. And then breathe in again through the right. Close with the thumb the right, open the left. And then exhale, release. Breathe in through the left. At the top of your inhale, finger closes left, open the right, and exhale, softly release through the right, going at your own pace. And then inhale again through the right. At the top of the inhale, close, open the left, and then slowly release, seeing if you can lengthen the inhale and exhale. So exhale through the left. Again, in through the left. left, open the right, so thumb releases and slowly release, just softening here. And then in through the right, close with your thumb, open left, and exhale, softly release. Trying to lengthen the in and out, so in through the left, softly breathing. Close left, pause, open the right, and exhale, softly release. You can do that one or two more rounds on your own. Just noticing your breath, shoulders relaxed, neck softened. Okay, and then we'll return to natural breathing. And before we move, I just wanted to also speak for a moment about eagle pose and what the eagle represents, a symbol of freedom, strength, wisdom, and also clarity as the birds soar up high, that they have a wider view, which reminds me of like the sympathetic nervous system with the fight and flight, and also the parasympathetic, which the conscious breathing and the yoga moving with breath helps to slow us down and tap into the parasympathetic. So when we have a little bit more of a clearer view, wider angle view, we're able to approach life and conditions with more resources. And when we're in the fight or flight, it's kind of more narrowed and constricted. So that's how eagle, I think of the strength, balance, clarity. All right, so I invite you to come to lie on your back. And we'll extend the legs long on your inhale, arms reach up overhead, so full body stretch, and then exhale, right knee into your chest. Inhale, release, arms lengthen, and then exhale, left knee to chest. Inhale, release, stretching full body, lower ribs in. Exhale, hold your right knee in, and we'll just begin hip circles here, so just gently tracing a circle with that right knee, left leg active with the toes flexed, so left leg engaged. And then after a few times in one direction, circle the knee the other direction, just opening up your hip, lubricating the hip socket here. Good. And then we'll hold with the shin parallel to the ground. So as the shin presses into your hands clasped, on your exhale, slowly lift up, and your left leg lifts up off the ground for deep abdominal core strengthener. Not using your neck or shoulders, just with the core, gently lifting up here. And then release. Bend the left knee so the sole of the foot is on the ground. Extend the right leg up, holding onto the back of your right thigh. Gentle ankle rolls here so the toes circle a few times one direction and then the other. And then cross that right ankle over your left thigh for an open hip stretch, figure four here. And then exhale, lift that left leg up, holding onto the eye that you can either keep your legs down. At any time during this practice, move in a way that's comfortable for you. I'll just show options, so either left foot on the ground or holding onto the back of your left thigh or shin here. And then we'll cross the right leg over the left, so this is like eagle legs. So right over the left, hands clasped behind your head. Do abdominal crunches here. So inhale, fill up, and then exhale, draw your knees and elbows in for a halfway crunch. Inhale, release. Exhale, elbows and knees crunch in. We'll do that a few more times. On the inhale, extend your legs and arms away from each other. Exhale, draw your knees to your chest. Inhale, open. And exhale, elbows lifting with your core, not your neck, so elbows draw in. And then we'll slowly release, extend the legs long. You can remain in that eagle wrap. A little side stretch. We'll bump the hips out a little to the right, so your toes are flexed over to the left corner of your mat, and then elbows draw over to your left for side stretch all the way from your right leg to your ribs up to your right arm. Just hold here, breathing for a few moments. Just softly noticing your breath and lower ribs and tuck in navel to your spine. And then we'll slowly come back to center. Uncross your legs, so full body stretch, your arms up overhead. And then exhale, draw your left knee to chest. Hip circles on the left side here, so just gently tracing your left knee a few times in one direction, and right leg, this is my cat Gingerbread, right leg engaged, so the foot is flexed, leg active, and then do those circles again in the other direction. Shoulders remain stamped down on the ground. And then we'll hold the left shin parallel to the ground, hands clasped on your shin. Softly breathe in, and then on the exhale, using your core, gently lift, press into your shins so that your right leg up off the floor, shoulders lift, and we'll hold here. Release right sole of your foot on the ground, so right knee bends, extend left leg up, and circle the toes. Small circles in one direction, holding onto the back of your left thigh, and then circle the toes the other direction a few times. And then cross your left ankle over your right thigh for figure 4 stretch, so opening up the left hip. And you can just hold here to add on, lift your right thigh up, holding on, right leg up, holding on to the back of your right thigh, and option to hold on to your right shin, just threading underneath your left leg. Navel to spine, so the torso remains grounded, back of the neck lengthened, jaw is soft. Eyes softening, and then we'll release and cross the left leg over the right for eagle wrap here. Elbows bent, so hands clasp the back of your head here. Taking a breath in through your nose, and then exhale, crunch up, elbows and knees coming to each other. Inhale, release. Exhale, draw your elbows and knees halfway in. Inhale, lengthen and open, and exhale, elbows to knees. One more time, inhale, filling up, opening up your elbows, and exhale, draw your knees and elbows in towards each other. And then we'll slowly release, coming to that side stretch, so the right, moving your feet over to the right side of your mat with the toes flexed, maybe bumping your hip a little bit over to the left, just creating space in this left side here. Hands clasped behind the head, and draw your right elbow to the side. So opening up your whole left side here. Collarbones spread wide, so elbows away from each other. Toes flexed. Just taking a few breaths here, softening the back of your head into your palms. Noticing the support of the ground underneath you, underneath your shoulders and hips. Maybe feeling the breath travel up through your left side ribs, into your chest, maybe creating a little bit more space here. And then exhale, release. We'll come up to up to seated position. So the option is either to roll before you come up. You can either roll to your side and come up to a seat, or rock and roll up, holding onto your shins, or you can come into a boat pose. So what I'm going to do is hold onto the back of my thighs. Knees can be bent or legs straightened, and then inhale here, and then exhale, slowly roll up. Coming to boat pose. Knees can be bent here, and just hold for just a few breaths. And then exhale, release. We'll come to tabletop position. So knees under the hips. And fingers spread wide, so wrists under the shoulders, with flat back. On the inhale, toes tuck, belly drops, gazing forward, flexing your spine. And then exhale, tops of the feet down, round your spine, draw your belly to your back. In cat pose, inhale, flex your toes, flex your spine, gazing forward, and then exhale, round your spine, chin gently tucks in, belly, navel to your back. And we'll do one more time. This is cow, wrists under the shoulders, belly drops as the heart reaches forward. And this time on the exhale, we'll gently lift your knees up and hips back to downward dog. Knees can be bent here. Just maybe gently pedaling out your feet. Fingers spread wide. So the shoulder blades draw back. Gazing back towards your feet and shins. Feet about hip width apart. Let's have our knees bent here, so belly back towards your thighs, and then on the inhale, push your legs straight to come to plank pose. Shoulders over your wrists, and then exhale, bend your knees and lift your hips up and back to downward dog. We're just moving mindfully and slowly here. Inhale, push forward to plank, high push-up position, and then exhale, knees bent, and lift your hips all the way up and back to downward facing dog. We'll take another breath or two here, doing whatever movements feel comfortable, maybe moving your hips a little bit from side to side. Elbow creases draw forward, so your shoulders draw back, fingers spread wide to protect your wrists. Weight under the padding by your thumb and index finger. And then we'll slowly drop the knees down to the ground, back in tabletop here, and bring your right foot between your hands in low lunge here. The back toes can either be flexed or top of your foot down. You get to choose. So the right knee over the ankle. If you have blocks and like to use them, you can have blocks available. We'll just open up the shoulder here. There's a ball and socket in the hips and the shoulders. We're just going to do a couple of circles here, drawing the right arm up, back, and around. On the inhale, lifting the arm up, back, and all the way around. We'll do that a few times in one direction. Bringing the arm forward, up, back, and down. Hips remain even, so right hip draws back slightly, and then we'll go the other direction, so the arm comes back, up, forward, and down. You can maybe even gaze at your hand if that's comfortable. Good. And then we'll hold here for a spinal twist. And then slowly make our way up with hands on your hips here, so the left hip draws forward slightly, navel to spine. Noticing your breath here, and then on inhale, arms reach up overhead. And then exhale, arms in goal post position, so the elbows slightly forward, so the palms are lifted forward. And then on the exhale, slowly draw right hand over the left, so to opposite shoulders. On the inhale, slowly release, arms back to cactus or goal post position, then exhale, right hand crosses over the left, elbows bent. So left hand is to the right shoulder and right to the left. Inhale, open up, and then exhale, navel to the spine. We'll draw the left arm over the right and hold here. So I'm just going to turn so you can see me. So left arm is over the right, and then we can come up to eagle here. So straighten your forearms, and either the palms can be the back of the hands touching or interlace your palms for eagle here with a low lunge. Maybe even lift the elbows up slightly here and gently release, arms reach up and slowly come back down, back to tabletop position, and we'll just take a quick child pose. So hips draw back towards your heels, big toes touch, and just gently sit all the way back as your arms reach forward for child pose. Finding your breath here, softening your belly and the back of your neck, shoulder blades draw down as the arms reach forward, and then we'll slowly come back up to tabletop. We'll do one cat-cow. So when you inhale, tuck your toes, flexing your spine, and chest looks forward, gaze gently forward, and then exhale, round your spine, navel towards your back, and then slowly come back to tabletop and step your left leg through for a low lunge. And you can use blocks if you wish. You can draw the left arm forward, up, back, and around. Just opening up the shoulder socket here. Just drawing the left arm forward, up, back, and around. Left knee over the ankle. The back toes on the right foot can be flexed or top of the foot down. We'll circle the arms another direction, bringing the arm back, up, forward, and down. And then we'll hold for a spinal twist. So left arm reaches up, collarbone spread wide here, fingers reach up towards the sky. And then come back to center. Finding balance here, just hands to your hips, lifting up. So left knee over the ankle. It's okay if it comes a little forward too. Opening up the Psoas Stretch here. On your inhale, arms can reach up to the sky. And then bend your elbows so you're in goalpost here. And then we'll add the flow of crossing the arms forward. So on the exhale, draw your right arm over your left, hands touch opposite shoulders. On the inhale, release, open. I'm just going to turn so you can see me a little bit better. And then exhale, draw your left arm over the right so they cross over, hugging opposite shoulders. Inhale, open. And then on the exhale, right arm over the left. So holding on, opposite. And this is all optional. If you have any shoulder injuries or limitations, just move at your own pace. Gently lifting the forearms so the back of the hands touch here in eagle wrap, or turn all the way so that the palms are touching. Elbows lift, maybe breathing into that space between your shoulder blades for eagle here. Finding your breath. Inhale, elbows maybe reach up a little bit. Lower ribs tuck in. Outer hips are stabilized, so firm in your outer hips. And we'll slowly unwrap, reaching your arms up. And then exhale, release. And we'll step back to downward dog. So lift the right leg up and left leg joins the right. In downward dog, knees can be bent here. Just making some small movements, maybe pedaling out your feet, moving your hips gently. Maybe nodding the head gently no and yes. Just lengthening the back of your neck. Softly breathing here. Softening the back of your neck and jaw. And then we'll slowly make our way to the front of the mat, walking forward to a forward fold. Hold opposite elbows or just let your arms drape down here. Knees can be soft. A little bit of space between your feet, maybe about 2 fists between your feet would be about hip width apart. Just gently draping over your legs here. Maybe swaying gently side to side. And we'll slowly roll up, knees bent. Have your hands to your hips or just gently roll all the way up to stand. Mountain pose, Tadasana. Just going to adjust my camera. Okay, so we're standing Tadasana, mountain pose. I'll just turn so you can face me here. Palms together at your heart. And we'll just do a little bit of balance here. So on your inhale, maybe come up onto the balls of your feet as the arms lift up on the inhale, and then exhale, slowly release. Feet come back down. Just going to move my camera again. On the inhale, lift up onto the balls of your feet as the arms raise. And then exhale, slowly come down. We'll do that one more time. So on your inhale, balancing on your feet, come up onto the tiptoes, balls of your feet as the arms reach up. And then exhale, softly release. Arms back down. And then we'll do just another little bit of hip circles here. So just like tracing a little figure 8 with your feet. So that's this internal and external rotation of your left hip. Just gently tracing a figure 8 as the right foot is grounded, spreading in through all 4 corners of your right foot. Just gently swaying a little bit of movement here to give some space into your hip socket. And then we'll go the other direction a few times. And then ground down through both feet, spreading through your toes as toes are spread, feeling the ground underneath you. And then we'll do the other side, the right leg, just tracing a figure 8 here, just gently warming up, opening up your hip, and breathing. So the left leg spreading through all 4 corners of your left foot. A lot of the balance poses, the foundation begins with your feet. And even like as we'll move into eagle pose, birds are very tucked in, so their midline is very, the center, everything is sleek and midline. So then we'll trace the figure 8 a few more times with the other direction, moving it in a way that can play around here, move any way that feels comfortable. Good, and then we'll come back, both feet down on the ground. Tadasana, will come to a chair pose, so hips sit back. As if there's a block between your thighs, just hugging your inner thighs in. Toes are light, so you weight on the back heels for chair pose. And we'll add a balance and chair pose. We'll just stay here for another breath or 2. So the lower ribs and navel to spine. You can have your hands on your hips if it's too much with the arms lifted. Then on the inhale, lift your left leg up so you balance, knee up. Weight is in the right foot, and then exhale, slowly release. On your inhale, right knee lifts. And then slowly back to chair. Inhale, left leg lifts up. Exhale, slowly back down. Do the other side, so the right leg lifts, so balancing on the left foot. Slowly release, and then we'll move back. So this will be the last time lifting that left leg up and chair, and then we'll slowly step that leg back to warrior one. So we're in a high lunge, and then spin the outer heel down of your left foot. There's some space between your legs. So the outer corner of the left foot is pressed down. The toes are facing towards the corner of your mat. Right leg is bent. The right hip slightly draws back as the left hip comes forward into warrior one here. Right knee can bend as much as is comfortable. So there's a rooting down, but there's also a lifting up. So the muscles are stabilizing of your hips and your thighs, firming the muscles into your bones, lifting the arms up here. And then we'll slowly straighten the front leg, and we'll move to what can be called pyramid pose or intense side stretch. So the left foot comes up a little bit, and I'm going to lower my camera so you can see a little better. So the left leg with the toes facing out a little bit, right leg is soft, and we'll just gently come to a forward stretch. So gently coming forward with the back flat. You can hold opposite forearms or just hands at your sacrum or on your hips. Okay. So the right hip slightly draws back as the left hip comes forward so the hips are even. Right knee can be soft and spread through all parts of your feet and the front foot. And then just gently breathe here. And slowly we'll bring the back foot to meet the front for a gentle forward fold. Maybe holding opposite elbows again here. Softening the back of your neck. Jaw releases. Just gently draping over your thighs. Knees can be bent. And then we'll slowly come up to stand. Bring the shoulders up, back and down. Good. And then we'll come to the other side. So inhale, we'll come back into chair pose. And we'll do that balance again. So lifting the left leg up, sole of the foot off the ground. And then exhale, release. And then the right leg lifts, hips sit back. Weight is on all four corners of your left foot. Exhale, release. Inhale, left leg lifts. Toes off the ground. Exhale, release. And then inhale, the right leg lifts. And then we'll slowly step back to high lunge. Front knee is bent away from the big toe, and we'll spin that right foot down so the toes face the long edge of your mat. You can move that foot out a little bit so there's some space for your hips here. This is warrior one. Navel to your spine, so lower ribs tuck in. Right hip comes slightly forward as the left hip draws back, burning all the muscles to your bone. And then we'll slowly bring our hands to our hips, straighten your front leg. You can move that right foot up a little bit for pyramid pose or Tadasana, intense side stretch. So we'll just gently, with a flat back, slowly come forward. Chins gently tucked in. Hands can remain on your hips, or you can hold opposite forearms. Hands at your sacrum. We'll just hold here for a few breaths. softening your jaw and the back of your neck. Good, and then we'll slowly come to stand again at the front of your mat, finding Tadasana, mountain pose here. Going to our final balance, eagle pose, Garudasana. So first we'll just take a few moments here, finding our foundation in our feet. So pressing down through both feet evenly. And then bending the knees, so a slight chair pose. And we'll press down through all four corners of your right foot as the left knee lifts up and then can cross over. Toes can be on the ground or even on a block. Or wrapped behind the right thigh. Hips remain even, so the left leg is crossed over the right. Arms in goal post. And then gently, like a mist clap, so right over the left. You can either hold opposite shoulders or straighten your forearms for eagle, full eagle pose here. Palms touch or back of the hands touching. So hugging everything towards midline, firming your outer hips, softening the breath. Have a soft, steady gaze here. It's softening in, and there's an obstacle with the arms that you're looking beyond. So just gently softening your gaze forward and softening your breath. It's okay to come in and out of the pose. Notice maybe the breath in your behind your shoulder, between your shoulder blades. And then maybe even adding some movement here, drawing your elbows down towards your knees. And then on your inhale, lifting back up. Elbows to the sky. And then exhale, drawing in. Elbows reach down towards your knees. And then we'll slowly come out. Coming to a stand with the feet underneath your hips. A little back bend here, just stretching your arms up overhead and back. Full breath here, opening up. And then softly releasing. Arms back down at your side. In Tadasana, mountain pose here, pressing evenly through both feet. And then we'll press into coming to eagle on the other side. I'll even show you with a block. This is a nice option here too. So ground through all four corners of your left foot, spread through your toes, and then lift your right knee up, crossing over the left, sitting back, your hips back, so you're wrapping your right leg over the left. Maybe that leg, the toes are behind your shin. And then eagle arms, so goal post arms here. And just gently cross the left over the right. So if your right leg is over the left arm will wrap up and over. And then the option to add on forearms straighten so the back of the hands touch, or palms touching for eagle here. Just moving this block is actually not helping me today. Just sit the hips back, pressing down through your left foot, softening your gaze, soft, steady gaze ahead. Option to maybe add some movement here. The elbows can draw in towards your knees. And inhale, release. Elbows to the sky. We'll just stay here for a few more breaths in eagle. And then when you're ready, we'll slowly unwind. Right foot reaches out, so your feet maybe a little more than hip widths apart. Reaching your arms all the way up overhead. Maybe the hands are flexed, so it's like a handstand up on the ceiling. Full breath here. Maybe on the exhale, come to a little deeper back bend. And then exhale, slowly release. And just gently move your hips gently from side to side. And then we'll come all the way down on the ground. You can bend your knees and come down through Malasana. Or come just gently down to a seat. And then we'll release. Just going to adjust the camera again, so we'll just do a few stretches on the floor here. My dog Bella might be greeting us. Yes, here she is. All right, come over here. So we'll just extend. Just want to show so you can see a little bit better on the floor here, and just trying to adjust the camera so there's a better view. And so we'll extend the right leg out straight, the left leg almost like tree pose, so the sole of the foot to your right inner thigh. Right foot is flexed. And just gently just take a breath here, and then we can just gently stretch so the back is neutral, not rounded. So we'll just gently reach forward over your right thigh. And we'll just gently have your chin, back neck is neutral, so chin gently tucked in, just gently stretching over that right thigh with the toes flexed. Just softening your breath here, shoulders down away from your ears. And if it feels comfortable to come a little bit deeper into the stretch, you can round all the way down, your chin tucked in. And we'll slowly come up. So left hand to left knee for an open twist here. So just gently rotating over to your right. Tall spine. So shoulders, collar blades, collar bones, not collar blades, collar bones are wide. Right hand gently behind your right hip. Softening your eyes and your jaw, neck lengthen. And then we'll gently come to the other direction, just open twist. So right hand to your right shin, opening up to your left. Maybe just gazing down at the ground or maybe behind you. And we'll slowly come back to center, both legs. You just shake your legs gently out. Gentle stretch over. This is Tadasana staff pose. So shoulders over your hips. And we bring the right foot to your left thigh. So right knee is out. Left leg is engaged with the toes flexed, and just gently stretch over your left leg. With a flat back, so the shoulders are back. You can gently tuck your chin in so the back of your neck is neutral. Just gently stretching over. So right sole of your foot is engaged with your left thigh. And we'll just slowly, and then if you want a little deeper stretch, you can add that rounding of your back. Just using your breath to deepen the stretch. Not forcing or pushing, just gently stretching forward, and then we'll slowly come back up. And hold your right hand to your right knee, and we'll open twist over to your left. So fingertips behind your left hip, and just gently gaze over to your left. So shoulders are down, shoulder blades draw down your back, navel tucked in. Left leg is engaged with the toes flexed. And then we'll slowly stretch over to the right side. Maybe looking back over your right shoulder or just down, softly gazing down. And we'll slowly come back up to center, both legs extended long. Gently stretching forward, maybe holding on, just hands on the ground or holding on to your shins, the flat back. to center. And so you can option to close in a Shavasana, lying down on your back, or if you'd like to remain in a cross-legged seated position, just take a few moments to settle here. Just allowing your sit bones down, spine lengthened, softening the top of your head to your eyes, the jaw relaxed, unhinged, the back of your neck soft. Just softly breathing here, shoulders draw down. Just tracing down through your arms into your hands, feeling the space and softening in your palms and your fingers. Just letting your awareness travel down your torso. Maybe there's a little bit more space in your chest and belly area. Just softly breathing. The ribs above your hips. And the hips settle down. Softly breathing down both legs, knees into your shins and feet. Just allowing your entire body to settle and soften on the ground, and allow the support of the ground underneath you to let you just settle in here. And then for closing, if you'd like to remain lying down, if you're seated, and just to connect the right and left hemispheres as we did with alternate nostril breathing. So when we bring our palms together in Anjali Mudra, connecting the right and left hemispheres. Thumbs to your chest, gently bowing your chin in a gesture of gratitude. I invite you to just bring to mind one thing that you're grateful for. And I'll end with a quote that I read from A Course in Miracles. Who would attempt to fly with the tiny wings of a sparrow when the mighty power of an eagle has been given him? Okay, thank you. It's been a pleasure and an honor to teach here, and I wish you a wonderful day or evening. I invite you to, if you're not familiar with the Tribe Yoga mobile page, I invite you to check out all the information and offerings that Tribe has. Thank you.